few days ago, a friend of mine mentioned that he was working on a renovation project on his house in Manila. And this is just a sort of project I like to get involved with. If my friends are moving or if they're painting or doing something, that involves a lot of manual labor and groups getting together and having fun, that's just something I like to get involved with. So I asked him if I could participate. I volunteered. He said, yes, sure. So I booked a ticket from Saipan to Manila. Now, because I'm a nomadpreneur, I have the freedom to pick up any time and go anywhere on the planet and still generate income through my business. My business is in my laptop. So here I am in Parañaque, Manila, Philippines. So I'm going to share with you what I pack on my adventures, why I pack certain things that I do, how much I spend, so that you can get an idea, some ideas for your travel. And a lot of people brag about, how much money they spend on this or how much money they spend on that. I like to brag about how little I spend, being the cheap person I am. So I'm going to go through some of the paperwork, the clothing, the toiletries, and the health stuff, as well as some of the filming equipment that I travel with. And all of this is in here. And then I have a personal shoulder bag with my laptop and camera. First of all, I don't want to check anything, so I want to be able to move quickly, so I want to travel with carry-on only. The height of the carry-on is about 22 inches. The depth is another 8 inches, that's 30. And then the width is another 13 inches, so roughly about 43 inches. According to what I read online, the maximum, if you combine the height, the width, and the depth, should be about 42 inches or so. So about 1 inch over, so I don't think that'll be an issue, or it wasn't an issue when I brought it on the plane and put it in the overhead. So let's get started. First, paperwork. One of the things about this side of the world, particularly in Manila and in Thailand, is that I can get certain health procedures, whether it's colonics or chelation therapy or hyperbaric chambers or whatever. I can get that done very cheaply, as I did in 2018. Last time I traveled, I did a colonic in Hong Kong, then one in the Yan He Hospital in Thailand, so I might be doing that again. So I want to bring some of the tests, blood work, urine tests that I've done over the last 2 or 3 years on Saipan, just in case I need it. So that's some of the paperwork that I have here. Is my passport, or my passports. Last time I traveled in 2018, I only had my new passport, my new Jamaican passport. I didn't bring my old one. So I wanted to make sure I brought it this time, because this one has a history, certain other countries I've visited, and sometimes it can help, especially if you're traveling on a new passport. Sometimes it looks a little suspicious if you're going to certain countries. They want to know that you're not coming there to emigrate illegally. So if you can show that you've been there before and some of your other travel around the region, that can help. So definitely wanted to make sure I brought my old passport as well, so I have the arrival and departure stamps from other countries I visited, or specific countries I want to visit again. So that's that. This I actually travel with on my person, so that's for later. I also brought a couple copies of my business flyer in case I run into anyone who might be planning to come to Saipan. Next up, clothing. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, so 5 total underwear. I have a pair of shorts that doubles as my pajamas. I have 2 pair of jeans plus the ones I'm wearing. I have 4 pairs of socks. Even though I do sandals on Saipan, a lot of times when I'm traveling in other countries, I find myself wearing shoes more often, at least until I get settled in. I have one t-shirt that doubles as pajamas as well, and I have 1, 2, 3, 4 white shirts because reasons. So there's that. And just to mix it up a bit, I have one khaki colored shirt and green, and then 2 white yoga pants. That's almost it for the clothing. I also have some sandals, and here's where I brag, my $6.99 sandals I got on Saipan. And also have slippers. These are in case I'm staying somewhere where I don't want to walk on the floors, then I can have these to walk on the inside slippers. Share with you as far as clothing goes, one of my little quirks. As you know, when you're traveling these days, when you're getting screened at the TSA lines, you'll have to take off your shoes and walk around on the floor that thousands of other people have walked on. So if after doing that, I don't want to put my feet back into my shoes, so I have a pair of throwaway socks that I wear, that I'll put on if if I need to walk around on the TSA floor. And then once I get screened, I store those in a plastic bag perhaps, and then put on my regular socks and my regular shoes. So this is for my for hygiene purposes, and I actually keep that in my personal bag as well. Also, I guess this qualifies as clothing, but I might end up in Vietnam again, and getting around in Vietnam, I'll probably use scooters. Either I'll rent one myself, or more than likely I'll just use Grab and call a scooter. And it's required that one have one's helmet. So since I was there before, I got a cool one. I figured I'd travel with that because I'll probably end up in Vietnam again. Okay, next, grooming and toiletries. What I have is a little mirror in case I need to get an up-close look at my handsome face. And I have some clippers, got tweezers, have a toothbrush, I have a hairbrush, have a comb, and razors. Now, this is just for convenience. I can get these cheaply on Saipan, so I just threw those in. Obviously, I can get these in just about any country, but on the off chance that I end up somewhere right off the plane and head straight to the mountains of Tibet, I wanted the convenience of already having some, so those are my razors. What else do we have? We have a little enema bottle, plastic one, regular Fleet brand or type enema, and I emptied out the contents because I'll be doing my own. And a bulb, squeeze bulb enema, because as you know, real men do coffee enemas. And razors. Okay, 2 bars of soap. I couldn't travel with the Dr. Bronner's liquid soap that I normally would. So same 2 bars of solid soap that should last me. I plan to be away maybe about a month or 40 days, so this should last. Dental floss. Health-wise, now if I traveled with everything that I would like at my disposal, I'd need to pack a larger suitcase. But this time around, what I decided to do was just travel with certain oils. So I have them in plastic bags, Ziploc bags, And this one, I have oil of oregano, eucalyptus, clove oil, as well as white thyme, thieves, grapefruit seed extract, neem oil, and basil. And I wrap the caps with duct tape just so there's no leakage while it's in transit. And some of what I do also is combine some of the oils as a way to cleanse the system. So I actually have some empty plastic capsules, and what I'll do is I'll open them up, put 2 drops of eucalyptus, 2 drops of clove, 2 drops of thieves, seal it back up, and that's how I'll take my protocol or therapy for that particular day. And to make sure I get my daily requirement of vitamins and minerals and antioxidants and probiotics and fiber and enzymes, I have one of my favorite green powder drinks, Greens Packs. Those are pretty light and easy to pack, so I have about 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, about 8 or 9 of those. And also S.A. Wilson's coffee. Now for some miscellaneous stuff, I have hair clippers. Keep myself groomed during my travels, and I actually forgot to check what the voltage in the Philippines is. This was bought in the US, so this is 110 volts. The voltage in the Philippines is 220. So I need to get a converter. I'll do that today, probably when I get out. So as of now, I can't use this until I get an adapter to convert to the power supply. I also have the adapter plugs. Here in the Philippines, the US plugs will work, but when I get to Macau and China and some other countries, I'll need an adapter. So I have some from previous trips, so I travel with those. So this is a power supply that I use for my Sony EV10, and this keeps power supplied to the camera if I'm doing long shots, because the battery power on the Sony is not that great. So this is an adapter that plugs into the wall, but also plugs into the battery compartment of the camera, so that you can have a constant supply. All right, so that one I keep in this. Then there's a smartphone camera holder that may come in handy for some shots that I want to set up. And then USB to power supply adapters, and these also go here. So that's it for my overhead, and just in the interest of time, trust me, this all does fit inside. I just have to be a little more strategic about how I'm packing it. And next I'll show you what I keep in my personal bag that I have with me at all times.